Little introduction to me. Some of you know me, have known me for a while, but others might not. But what many of those that even know me don't realize that I got my start in the internet business quite some time ago. I formed one of the first website development companies in the country in the early 1990s. That was back during the era in which corporations, brick and mortar brands, were just beginning to start moving over reluctantly to this thing called the internet. And many of them were having difficulties back then actually acquiring their names because a lot of the names that matched up with them were already acquired by somebody else. And it created that term of cyber squatting that we hear and don't like. But that was a period of transition. That was also during a time frame in which a new wave of investors started coming online, creating their business online first. And they were creating some very powerful web applications built on data-driven models that were using e-commerce. And that's when the internet, when those brick and mortar companies actually saw that you could do a lot more with the internet than simply putting your business card or your financial information online or your business card online. That's when the internet really started taking off. In 2004, I transitioned over to the domain industry where I went to work for Moniker.com, a domain registrar. And I led the sales division there at Moniker, which included both registrar sales as well as brokerage sales, and was involved in a lot of high-profile domain sales during the time period that I was with Moniker. In 2010, I left Moniker. Since then, I've worked at a C level with 2 different registrars and a registry. And my clients have been anything from Fortune 500 companies to small businesses to affiliates to pay-per-click as well as nonprofits. I've now kind of gone full circle and gone back to the days of working like I did at the beginning with when I did web development and was working with end users. And something that I really enjoy doing a lot. I actually am affiliated with 2 different companies. One is called 10 Golden Rules, a gentleman by the name of Jay Berkowitz, and this is a digital marketing agency. And I'm very proud to also be partnered with Kate Colbert, who's my partner sitting over here. Kate, raise your hand. Okay, and with Name Your Startup. And what Name Your Startup does is assist companies that are just starting out. Mostly, there are also some in rebranding, but new companies just starting out to acquire a domain name at that critical phase when they're just starting up to acquire a domain name that's going to help them to brand and accomplish their goals. So I want to first, I agree with everything that Adam said in terms of the brands and the way that a lot of companies do that. When you think of Google.com, and we'll stand in front of the slide, Google.com and Yahoo.com and companies called Trivago and companies like that, these are like empty shells of names. They don't have any sort of specific meaning to anyone that sees that particular name. And it's up to the company that is running that brand to define what that meaning actually is. Google could have been searchengine.com, but they didn't. They went with something different. Amazon could have been into books, which I think is what they originally started out with, was books. But instead, they went with something that they could create the definition of what that would be and grow it as they grow their business. But when you take that approach, and when you take the approach of some of those other names that we just saw up there, where there's no definition according to what you are and what business you're in, that means that you've got to take time and money in order to create what that image, what that recognition is. Who are you? You got to tell people who you are. You got to tell them over and over and over again. You got to keep supporting it. But that is the way that in marketing people, traditional marketing people, believe that it should be done. Is you create a unique value around a particular name, a unique identity that says who you are. So a domain name has some value though besides that name. The domain name will also have some SEO value, okay? And there's 2 aspects of the Google algorithm that the domain name will benefit. One is Google will look at, in their algorithm,